Hello, my name is Sherin, and this video is to fulfill the assignment of Speaking for Academic Purpose class in the theme of debate. The motion here is that this house regrets the glorification of online learning, and this is my debate speech. Ladies and gentlemen, in March, the World Health Organization or WHO declared coronavirus as a worldwide pandemic, so everyone was urged to go into lockdown, which forces every aspect of our lives to go online. Work, education, shopping, and social events are now held online. Now, months after March, the lockdown has been lifted off and people have seemingly become more eased up about the pandemic as public places are reopened but one, that is, education institutions or schools. Students in Indonesia or around the world are still limited to online learning since schools are considered to play a huge role in spreading the virus. The Education Minister Nadiem Makarim also once mentioned that he finds that the online learning system does more good than harm, and he is considering the system education in Indonesia to be a hybrid between online and offline learning. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, the problem lies in whether our country is equipped enough already for online education. Speaking about facilities, for example, there are still a lot of students who cannot afford the necessary devices such as a smartphone and a laptop. Moreover, the parents can barely do anything about it since people are losing their jobs nowadays due to the economic crisis during the pandemic. And another thing about the online learning is the questionable efficacy and effectiveness of online learning itself and how it affects the students mentally and academically. So my assertion is, ladies and gentlemen, what are the cons of online learning and why should not we glorify it? To this assertion, I have two reasons. First is that during a pandemic, an economic crisis hits all nations. A spike in unemployment especially is inevitable. The industries immediately cut off their people to keep their business afloat. The pandemic, of course, is also an unforeseeable occurrence, so it makes complete sense that people do not have enough savings to survive. Some even do not even have any in their pockets. As reported by Tirto.id, almost 2 million workers got terminated from employment. This surely impacts the financial condition of many households in Indonesia. And the second reason is that online learning significantly shrinks both students' social space and teachers' authority. Online learning might be effective for mature and self-disciplined students, but it is an inappropriate learning environment for more dependent learners. Online education gives students control over their learning experience and allows for the flexibility of study schedules for non-traditional students. It is also important to acknowledge that not all subjects should be taught online, especially practical courses such as medical, engineering, sports, etc. So, as for the solutions, I personally suggest to the governments that vulnerable families should be supported during these times. They should be in priority so that they have the means to acquire equipment and skills to be able to support their children to learn online. And then students and young people should be consulted. Future decisions should also take into consideration how students feel, their views, their conditions, and needs. Students should have access to materials without feeling discriminated against, feeling left to feel helpless when they have questions, or unheard when they have an opinion or request. As for another solution, maybe hybrid courses may represent a temporary solution to this problem, thus making that portion of the course more accessible to a greater number of people who will otherwise have difficulty getting to campus. However, solutions of that sort still underline the fact that online teaching cannot satisfy all educational needs and goals. Most importantly, moreover, lastly, I think that the government should really focus on handling the pandemic so it will get better as soon as possible and the school system could go back as usual. That's all from me. Thank you very much.